Alright, so if you're just joining us, I think I said yesterday or the day before, and or the day before, that I haven't written any SQL in, well, at least 2 months. Maybe I did a video, but I don't think I did. Sorry, I was looking at a splinter in my hand. So let's see. And YouTube is acting weird again. Hey Nico, how are you doing? Bye, see you after a while. Sorry about that. Hope that wasn't too loud. Tried to turn away. So the way that I like to do this is I always start with this. Let's see. All right. Table person. Sometimes, depending on the language, let's see what I get back. And let's check and make sure I have all the sizing. And the coloring is going to be awful because it's got a white background and my green screen. I don't think I ever set it up for a white background. Since this is alright. So input, output, and expected output. So let's see what's actually in the table. Because you need to know, so if you've never worked with a database table, and what kind of shocked me, and I guess just common, so a database is a group of tables. So you can part it, so you have the schema, the database name, and then the table's name associated with that with a dot notation, and then the column names inside of it. So let's see. Person ID is the primary key column with unique values for this table. This table contains information about the ID of some person and their first and last name. All right, so here we are. And here's the design of the table. So this is the schema. This is the layout. So you're going to have the column names, the actual name of the column, and then the type of variable in that column. And this is very pertinent, just like in Python, when we try to change like a int to a string, you can only do certain things with certain types of variables. So if I were to come in here and I were to try to add to city, or how about we say the person ID was a string, because maybe somebody designed this wrong and you were going to need to increment and count and go up from there. So all right, write a solution to report the first and last name, city, and state of each person in the person table. If the address ID is not represented in the address table, report null instead. All right, so what is that saying? Return the result table in any order. All right, so that's not super important, but I don't know why this bothers me, but it does. So thanks for joining us today. So let's kind of go through. So right now, star is everything. Now we need first, last, output, city, state. All right. Let's see. Okay, So now we also have an address table. So I scrolled way past this. Address ID is the primary key column name with unique values for this table. Each row in this table contains information about the city and state of one person with ID equals person. So what in the world? So I want to show you this. This is how we're going to connect these two tables, because this is correlated. This is connected with this. Now, in this example, we are fortunate enough that they have the same name. When you get out into the real world, you're not going to be that fortunate. You're going to have to dive into the tables, learn them. And that's the thing about, because we're going to spend a lot of time, Leetcode or HackerRank to do this question. This is Leetcode. I will put here. Here we go. You know, I guess I didn't do HackerRank with. That's a good one. We could start there too. So let me add that to the description now. We'll just add as we go. So this is a good entrance point. It's just how about we just get the two tables to combine? All right. And we're going to leave this technique because there's all sorts of techniques to get this. So now I'm going to join, if I can type, address. And then, so here are your instructions. So here's the syntax. Well, let's talk about the syntax and then we'll talk about the actual properties. So the way that I like to envision this, and you do have left and right, so to think about the expansion of this. So we're going to start here, and then we're going to be adding address, and we're going to be connecting, kind of like zipping these together. So then you need a syntax of on, and I'm going to alias this because I don't want to type this much. On p dot person ID equals a dot person ID. Like I said, we're very fortunate that these go together. Let me see if I move this over with that. And I apologize about this lighting and me looking very, very red. I usually don't have a white background. I usually have a darker, and it looks a little bit better. But I hate messing with my green screen. So I wish there was a way that I wish Leetcode had a black background, a dark mode. Let me see if I can change. Oh, that's going brighter. Is that better or worse? Can't tell. All right, we'll leave it. But I just apologize because it's really yucky. All right, so now let's run this. Now what do we get? So what are we doing? So now we've expanded two tables. So here's our output. Okay, whoa. Can I copy this? Where would this go to? Okay. That was a shot in the dark. Never tried this. So now that I have everything together, what do I need to do? I need first, last. So also, we have address ID, person ID, person ID. So I literally am going to have person ID in here twice. I don't need that. Or do I? Let's find out. I just need first and last. First and last name where first and last name and city for each person in person ID if the address of person ID is not present in the address table. Ooh, this is very, very real lifey. So let me make sure I read this again. So write a solution to report the first, last, city, and state for each person in person ID if the address of the person ID is not present in the address table ID. Report null instead. And let's look at our example. So our input is here and here. So, and then our output is going to be Alan Wong, because Alan Wong is not present in city estate, and also this third person ID is not present in the person ID. Does that make sense? All right, any questions so far? Set the Leetcode color to black. There is an option to do that. Where is it under settings? I couldn't find it. SQL was made for actually working with database tables. So databases were the first creation of keeping things straight, because text files, if I recall my computer history, text files were extremely challenging to one, display, but two, you could print these things out. If you think about an old style printer, it was I remember them called green bars, and it would just you just do rows and columns, rows and columns, rows and columns. So notes. That's not what I wanted to do. It's about to change. Wow, that took a while. Let me go back. All right. Start timer. Layouts. Yeah, I couldn't find dark. I mean, like, Python was made with CMP plus. Oh, made with. Oh, I have no idea. I would assume either basic or machine. That's I have no idea. All right, so here we are. Let's make sure. So our example output explanation. So we need where. Okay. This would be great practice because, yeah, my brain is kind of flaking because I haven't written anything. I haven't written SQL in a while. And what was so funny is I hadn't written Python in a while. When explanation, there's no address in the table for person ID 1. So we return null. Good morning, Dax. Glad to have you here. So we're going through some very basic joins, and I'm kind of blanking right now. Oh, the pop-up ad? Yeah, right here. Just they're very good with pop-up ads. All right. There's no address in the address table for person ID 1, so we return null in the city, and address 1 contains information about the address of person ID 2. So our output, let's rerun this. All right. Expected output, Alan Wong. Don't know why that's AL. But what I really want to... I did a merge from address to person on person ID. Yes. Left outer. Yes, that is a great. Yep. So left outer. Let's see if I can't remember. There's so many different versions. So all right, let's talk about a Venn diagram. So what Dax is talking about. Let's get here. We don't need that anymore. So we're here. So you have table. You have person. That is awful. That is so awful. So we have person. And if you need to do this, I had an old teammate, and she would actually do this. Sometimes, she said. I would do it with Excel. I would join it all together if I couldn't see it, and I would bring it in. So right here, so we have, in the person, we have person ID, which actually happens to be here. So person ID. That's awful. So let's start to clean this up a little bit. Well, one, I have way too much information, right? All right. So now let's start to go through this. I need, what is the expected output? So first name. Now, this is the way that I like to do this. You can do this all in one line. It becomes unreadable to me. So I like to have this all out here. Then last name. And now let's talk about this technique. Putting the comma on the line in front, because then you can come up here and comment this out and you don't have to go to the end. So just another thing that I have learned over the years of doing this. So you don't have to go, and if you end the previous one, you won't have a trailing comma. You have a leading comma, and it's just, I find it easier. All right, city and state. So now let's run this. We have just now let's get rid of this right here. We're going to go back. We brought back in. We have the whole table, and then we'll go over what left outer join is doing. And Dax may need to give us. All right. So first, so if we think about it, join does two things, and you can use it as bringing in more information and also filtering. So when you say how can you be using a join to filter because you're adding more data? Yes, but a unintended consequence is they both have to be present when you use the syntax join. They both have to be present for this happening, except if you go and you begin to tweak this. So let's look. So here's our current output. So right now, here's person, excuse me, here's person table 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. So I want you to look at this. So we have a problem where there is information in here that disappeared or was never entered properly or something happened. So right now we have 2 and 2. So we have Bob, Alice, and living in New York, New York. So right here, I have Bob, Alice, in New York, New York. This is the output that we just accomplished with this. Let's bring this here. There we go. Now, we got more than one way to skin a cat. So we can tweak this a little bit. And if we think of, we want more information, and the reason why left is working is because if you lay these side by side and we were to take our address and put it over here, This would be to the left side of this. So this is why this left outer join. I want all of this information on this side. I want to see, can I copy this? New. Whoa. See if I can get this smaller. Okay, where did... Because I want to... Because I have a strong feeling you're probably a visual learner. There we are. Put this here. And then let's get... Copy. Let's bring this here. Cool. All right. I want to really move this up. Cool. That's what I wanted to do. Now I'll move this over. So it'd be the equivalent of me linking. So I pulled this first. So now if I were to rearrange, if I were to have these, no, not that, not that. Sorry, a full outer join worked with the following filter to remove rows. Yes, that's what I was going to do next. To do to then have nulls, because there's so much here to unpack. And because you have, well, let's actually look. Let's see. SQL joins. Let me grab this. So let's take a peek at this. Left join, right join. So if this would be the equivalent of our tables. So a join. So inner join and join is redundant. All right. So it's what and then full outer join is everything, and inner join and join are redundant. So you would get only what is present in both. So when we typed in and we did join on person and address, we got Bob Alice, New York City, right? Bob Alice. Here, let's go back. Let's double check. Whoa, that's slow. Here's our output. We got Bob Alice, because this is the only one present. Now what we need is our requested is write a solution that reports first and last for each person in person table. So we're leaning, so we want primary from this if the address is null. In person ID is not represented, report null instead. All right. So when we did a left outer, so that is leaning towards Left. Wait a minute. What did... Oh. Syntax, left outer. Make sure I have Discord unmuted. Okay, good, I do. So, why is this null? Because I'm leaning to the left side. I'm leaning to, where's the left outer join? So, all right. This is left outer join. So basically, I want all of the information in here. And if it's not in here, if it's not in the joining table, say null. All right. Now we can do this another way. Hang on one second. I made some payments this morning and I'm getting confirmation emails, so I apologize. Give me 1 second. Any questions so far right now? What type of job do I want? Data engineering job. That's what I'm realizing that I was. That's what was so funny, is that I didn't even really realize what job I was doing until I left. Because I was like, I really wasn't a data analyst. I supported, and I was in charge of automating. I didn't build, I adjusted a couple of dashboards, but I was more primarily responsible for getting the information to the server and then the analyst getting the dashboard made. I spent more time helping building the absurdly complex queries and going from there. So, oh, hang on. I didn't actually send the one text I wanted to. And that. Vinky, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well today. We are working on some SQL. So we're playing around with some database tables. And we are kind of poking around, and we're getting, we're going to see if this works on all of the cases. Now we're going to see if we can... employee bonuses. Ooh, that's good. So yes, one of the things that you're going to experience if you go into data is duplicate data and semi-duplicate data and time-sensitive duplicate data. So it's like, okay, you're going to get multiple inputs of data, and we need to take the first one, except if maybe it is an error. Then if it's an error, we can take the second one. But anything after that, so it's then you get into rows and window operate. I don't know why they call them window operations. I just think you just order them, and there are different types of there's ranking, there's row numbering, there's partitions, and I think we can go into all that. But I want to. This can be a little much right now. I love that, Dax. Let's see if we can do this a different way. So right now, so we can do this. I'm going to show if I can recall, because I wasn't good with outer joins and joins alone. So I had different techniques, and I want everyone to make sure that they see all of the. Oh my God, that is awful. That is so red. Hang on. And my hair looks orange. Let's do that. That's ish. All right, so how would we go about doing this? Let's see. I think I got somebody. Nico, you sent something? What is that? I don't know what that is, Nico. I think that's you. It's somebody's invisible, but I think that's you. What? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. I'm not good with my geometry, my geometric shapes. All right, let's see if we can go about this another way. So what do we want? We want. So this passed all the test cases. Now another way to do this is we want all of. Actually, is there it? I don't know if there is a way to do this without the left outer join. Because I want and if I don't know. What's coming to mind is I don't think there is a way to get around this without a left outer join. Know very little about databases. I can manually construct those tables. Yes, that is that's how I felt for you 3 years ago. So it's a very handy tool to use because Excel is okay, but SQL is much more powerful. Pandas has its. There's times where you're gonna have to write more pandas than you will SQL. So that's why pandas and SQL is so powerful to do together. You just pick what's going to be faster and you're going to get the better output. Here's another circle around the sun. Belated birthday. Oh, yes. Yes, it was. Nico, I hope you did have a very good birthday. All right, I'll think on this. Let's pick another one. But left outer join. Thank you very much, Dax. I was going to have to left outer join. All right. Let's leave that and keep that locked in there. And there we are. Run that. Helps if you put these on the right line. There we are. And we're going to do this bonus one. This is going to be a good one. Employee bonus. Let's see. Cool. This is easy too. All right. So here we are. We are given table employee. So we have employee number, name, supervisor, and salary. And their type is integer, varchar. That's a string. And integer. And now bonus, employee ID and bonus. All right. So write a solution to report the name and bonus amount of each employee with a bonus less than $1,000. All right. So let's update this. So we're going to do this one. We're going to put this here in that and in chat. So here we are. So, all right. So we need select star from employee. Does it remember? No. Employee. Let's run this. All right. So we got some data. Input. Output. So right now, expected output. So we kind of see. So the employee table has 4 rows. Bonus table has 2 rows. So people are, salary, supervisor. All right, so we need to join on employee ID. All right. Join bonus on alias as B and E dot imp ID equals. Yeah, if you're coming from Python, this equal sign is gonna mess with you. And B dot EPID. Do not think the real world is going to be like this. This is not even close. Dax can speak to that. That you will, if you get 2 tables that actually have the same. And you're also going to run into where one's going to be a string and one's going to be an int, and you are going to cast. We'll look at casting here. I hope they do that because that's real life. Because one person created this table. And one person probably created this table, and they had different plans going about this. Here, this is driving me nuts. We're going to turn that off. We're going to turn me off, so I'm not worried about it. So I'm still here. We're just not going to have me today with this white background. So, all right. Because that's driving me insane. Then I can turn these lights off and they won't be in my face. Because also, when I do my LinkedIn videos, which I've got to start today, I will not have any image for that reason. Okay. So now my output. Let's bring this up here. Now I don't need to worry about anything on that screen. All right. Thank you all for hitting the like button. So let's see. Oh, and it killed... No way, it killed the microphone too? Oh, that's so interesting. All right. Well, that's good to know. So when I was looking at the my OBS, it was gone. So all right. So here I am. So now again, I have multiple employee IDs, and what I need is just name and bonus. So let's come up here. So I have too much. So name and bonus. Did I spell bonus right? Okay. So here we are. And if I can spell bonus. There we are. Now we need to see our first filter. So here is my output because I have a problem because these are not present, right? So we just talked about that when we learned about joins, that we are going to have, so we need everything. Let's try this. I need everything. Let's see. So you will have to run into this. So this is running on MySQL. They all have, and it even has a choice for pandas. Maybe we can do a few of those. So full outer join. Okay, so it says MySQL. Even though they're all SQL, they're all slightly different SQLs. So I need MySQL full outer join. How do I do a full outer join in, I hate Stack Overflow. Full outer join, full join, full join. Yeah. Because I know when I was learning, so when I was really getting comfortable with SQL, full outer join or full join in MySQL, full outer join. What? Full outer join. Okay, so see it, since it's not blue, it's not really caring for this. I need left join. All right, so here I am. So I need the information. So if it's not present, lean toward, try to find matches, and if there's no matches, assign null. So if null, none, all of those are interchangeable. So, all right. So now here is where your first filter is going to happen. So now the way that you filter is with a where. And so where, now here's a term, I've never used the word ambiguity until I started programming in SQL, and it was everywhere. So you can get away with bonus, where bonus is less than, what was it, 2,000? 1,000. Now, this works, but if you have column names that are in either of these, you have to specify. So if, let's say, bonus happened to be an employee and in bonus, I would have to say either B dot, because we're going to do that in a few minutes, or E dot. So I'd need to reference the table and then dot notation with the column. All right. And I failed. So what's going on? Output. And or bonus is null. So what am I doing here? And let's test this to make sure before I give my grand explanation. And that's very slow. How can they make this faster? All right. Seriously? All right. So what am I doing? Now, since null doesn't exist, and because I was dealing with the color, so I didn't want to have I do have some standard for for the for YouTube. I didn't want it to be that bad while I was trying to explain this, and I was just going back and forth to the screen. I couldn't get the lighting right with this white background. So since this is looking, and I'm doing a comparison with an integer, well, null isn't an integer, it's blank information. So you're going to get into these situations where you're going to have an or and an and you're going to need to pay very close attention, because this would not be and, because that would mean that it would have to have both situations. So we want it to be either less than 1,000, or if they didn't get a bonus at all, because if they didn't get a bonus at all, it didn't even make it into the bonus table, right? And going from there. So now let's check and see, and our output, expected output, and we passed. Says it was really, really slow, but that's fine. So now we have our first filter. All right, let's see what they suggest. Ooh, customers with strictly increasing purchases. That sounds cool. Fixed product name format. Find all unique. Let's do this one. Let's do this. All right, so here we are. Oh, man. All right. Let's go back to our problem list. Let's do database. And, ooh, second highest salary. Employees earning more than their managers. This sounds pretty good. And highest salary. So we'll do this, and then we'll rank scores. Ooh. Yeah. All right, let's do this one. I can move this over here now, since I am no longer needing. This is employee earning more than their manager. All right, copy, close this down, that, enter, and so on. All right, so we are given employee table, ID, name, salary, manager ID. All right, and then interesting. ID is the primary key, column ID, right? For this table, each row of this table indicates the ID of an employee, their name, salary, and the ID of their manager. Write a solution to find the employee who earns more than their manager. All right. Where is the manager table? So they're not even going to tell us. We're going to assume that explanation. Joe's the only employee who earns more than his manager. All right. Interesting. Let's get started on this. Select star from employee as E. Run this. How long have we been on? About 50 minutes. All right. So Joe is this is going to be cool if all right, so we're going to need to redundant. I like this. So all right, I want to double check. So join manager as M on E dot manager ID equals M manager ID. Because if this is what I think it is, it's using the same table, so we're going to need to get creative. Manager test 01. Let's make sure I spelled it right. Manager. Okay, so this doesn't exist. I love it. So we're going to have to use the table in and of itself, which is awesome. So we're going to need to join it back on itself and pull this information. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Now this is a messy real life situation. All right, let's bring this over here. This is exactly what you'd end up doing in real life. All right, because you're gonna have to use the table in and of itself, in and on itself. I had this one where I had to come up with a filter and then filter that result table. Has everybody ever heard? Because I hope we have to have a subquery. Oh, that's actually what we're gonna have to do. So, has everybody seen a subquery? Once you merge with itself, yep. So we're going to have to so a subquery is the weirdest thing. So all right, so check this out. I don't know. Okay, so this is weird, so just bear with me. So when we create, here, let's go back. So is this the output that I did? Let's go back and do baby steps. Run. Bring this over. So, all right. Here's my output, right? So this is this. Well, this is a table. It's outputting a table, right? So when I teach this is the exact same thing as this, because it's a table. Happens to be a different type of table, but it is a view. So when I do this, so now I've made this, I've turned this into now a table. So watch this. So now this is my subquery. So now I'm running this. Do I need to alias? I don't know. In table must be aliased. Okay. As sub. So now I'm searching. I'm querying itself. So I'm not going to do anything to it. But now we're about to. So now I'm going to take. I need to take this and put this over here. Select where from. Select where from. You hang on a second, Vinky, and then we'll look at this. So let me make sure I have this in my head properly before we go down this path. So I need salaries, I need managers, so don't care about the name. I'm going to take my subquery, and I need ID. Then salary. Because all I want is Joe. So what I'm envisioning is I'm taking this and I'm putting this up here because I need to get here. So possible that's manager. So from employee join the result right here on and M as M on we're not going to confuse this, and as E. So now we're going to be joining on M dot ID equals E dot manager ID. All right, let's try this. See how close we are. All right, as M. I was aliasing an alias. All right. I get this consistent, and then then all right, so we need to make sure. All right, so here we are. So now here's my new results. Now I need to do a where. Now this is where it gets very cool. So if you think about this, these 4 are from employee. These 2 columns are from our new manager ID. Now what we're going to do is we're going to compare. Now I want you to look really close. They both have salary. So now this is where because I need where E salary greater than M salary. Let's run this. We get too much information. Now watch this. This is what's so cool about this. I can just say name. Or if you wanted to get really, really, really technical, because sometimes I would do this and I would go through and I would want to keep that subquery. I would now throw all of that into a subquery and requery and just get select name, because for usefulness later. And why is this saying? Okay, and they wants it to say output. So let me show you how to do this. So you literally change the name by using an alias. Because you will have to do this a lot. Because they're like, I don't like the way that looks. Well, that's what the information in the table's called. I don't care. Change it. Okay. Appearance is everything. Readability is everything. So Venki, go back to select where from. Help me understand. Elaborate on that so I make sure that, was that a question or was that a statement? Merge with itself. Yep. That's exactly what we ended up doing. And we iterated through. I don't like that we're doing this. And what we did is we incrementally developed this. And we found, let's go back. And we can comment out here. That's one thing I do love about SQL. How quickly you can change the code and have it appear. What? Star is not working. I could have sworn we just used star. Yeah. Is it not liking the way? So it doesn't comment out all the way. Are those clauses or subquery? Oh, okay. Yes, Karthik. Merge, join with itself. And in this instance, we are using the join to join to itself along with the filter mechanism of the join. Are those clauses or subqueries? Okay. This is a subquery, but I'm joining back on the subquery, filtering with the subquery to get just this row, because I also, here, let's comment this out too. So here's my first filter. The first filter we had. Did we do a filter last time? I don't think so. Yes, we did. We did null. So this isn't commenting out in MySQL? All right. What? This is it 3? Comment out in MySQL. Okay, we're going to do, that's weird. Sorry, it's the other way. I haven't done SQL and what doesn't comment that out at all. All right. We're going to go back and then we're going to delete it. And then we're going to undo it. So, all right. Let me go back to chat. Yes, Karthik, we are merging with itself right here. Why isn't this highlighting? There we go. It's exactly what we're doing here. So now here is this is the join in and of itself. These are the employees who then subsequently happen to be managers. And here is then their salary. So then what I'm doing is I did, so this side is E, this side is M. So now E and M, where E salary, because if I were to just go because if I do salary and salary, let's talk about this. We're going to get an ambiguity error. And when you get doing when you get going and you're doing this enough, you're going to get, I hope it uses it. Yep. Salary and clause is ambiguous. So E dot and M dot, because you have to distinguish between the two. Now let's go back. So now we will get the all full columns, so we're close. So now I just need Joe. So then I go name, but then we also missed that name isn't quite right. They want it to be employee. So then we need to alias this. Employee. There we are. There we are. There we are. And now we're done. And we're on this side, 83%. Not too shabby. All right. Popularity percent, confirmation rate. I think that's. And okay. And I did say we were going to do these other two. Was this another? We did that. Duplicate emails, customer who never order. Ooh, let's do this first, and then we'll go. Because here's real life, and then we'll start digging into the others. All right. We have table customer. Select star from customers. What does this look like? Let's see. Here we are. Let's bring this up here. So we get customers. Oh, we're also going to get orders. So we want. We want ones who are not in here. So we're going to use, this one's not going to be too much. We may have to jump right up to our medium or, is it hard, medium or difficult? What is it? Medium, hard. Okay, they do say hard. All right. And it's salary. That's going to be pretty good. So customer name, name ID, primary key, blah, blah, blah. Varchar, name, and int, and varchar. So then we have orders, customer ID, and int, ID, and int. Okay, now we will need to output, write a solution to find all customers who never ordered anything. Return the result table in any order. All right, the resulting format is the following example. And we're going to go customer, bingo, bingo. All right, so let's get started. So we need to join this on orders, join orders on, let's alias as C, as O, join on, and we have ID and ID. Like I said, you're going to be very, very fortunate that you have that. All right, C ID lowercase equals O ID. See what this looks like. So you're gonna have things missing from order ID, right? And right now we only have customer ID. So I have this wrong. So here's our first example of And this is going to be customer ID. Let's get this back going. So right here, that and that, because ID is for orders, the actual order. So I didn't do this quite right. So here's our first example of these not being the same. This is, I want to show you this. So right now, I want to show you something cool that I thought was very neat. So this is customer, this is order, right? So let's say I want all of, let's say I want this and this, and I don't want any of this. So this is what's really cool. So this is our customer data, right? And then you don't have to say what table it's from if it's a distinct column name. So what I want to show you is I get the same output. Wow, that's taken a while. Because I'm saying I want all of star from C, and I just want oh. Helps if all your syntax is correct. So just take a second, look at my output. So I've got this entire table and only this column from wherever. So keep this in mind. And also every so often you may do this. So these will come out in the order that you need. So I do this every so often, and I'll throw in like, okay, what was that other one? Instead of going and searching through, I'll then throw back. That should work. I've never seen, I guess, because I've used dbeaver and I got spoiled with BigQuery. So I guess this doesn't work in MySQL, because what I wanted to do is add the whole table to the end. So, all right. You have to work on, you have to figure that out for your platform that you're using or application. All right, let's go back. So we're here. Now we are going to be having a problem because we're joining. So we're joining. That means if we're joining, that means it has to be present in both when we just use join. Well, what's our ask? We are asking for find all customers who never order. So wait a minute. So we're going to be heavy on the customer side. So if this is first, this is going to be our left outer join, and I'm on the wrong line. Left outer join. So we will get some nulls. Here's our output. And customer ID. Null. So I want, because if we were to add here, let's go back. Let's make sure we have all the information we have before we start to shrink it down. And you do not, the thing that threw me off for the longest time, it does not have to be present in your output to be filtered. I thought it had to, and then I had to do a subquery or a requery of that result to get it to come out. So all right, here's the order ID. So we want null order IDs. That's what our true combination is. All right, where order ID is null. and no information. All right, just making sure that, because you can get things to join. You can get a false positive on some joins. So I just wanted to make sure. I thought that may have been one, and then like have a 2 here, and then this be a null, and that shouldn't work. So they're both null. All right. So now what I want is where order ID is null. All right, let's run this. All right, and then now we need the name, but we need to alias it to customers. So I'm here, name as, and what you do here is you'd use this, you'd build this query, you'd help somebody build this query, and then you'd pass it off. You may do it yourself, but to then purge customer names after a while, or move them over to an archive table, or to send that over to your marketing team and that they want to reach out to them. So there's all sorts of reasons to have this happen. So let's check this one. All right, not too shabby. Let's go back here. Crap, did we put that one in there? I don't recall. I think they can keep up. You all can keep up with. I didn't do the last one. Here, let's do. Put that into chat. There we are. Let's go back. Let's see where we are. So now, second highest salary. This one sounds pretty good right now. Rising temperature. Gameplay analytics. That doesn't sound very easy. All right, so we're going to go here, second highest salary. And then we're going to start. Did we already solve? What does that mean? I don't know. All right. Here we are. Second highest salary. Put this one in chat. We're working on right now if you're just joining us. So we have all right. ID and salary. Write a solution, and that's all we have. Oh, and we do have an input. We do have an employee table. Oh, that is the employee table. Cool. So now we're going to have to do a window function. These are very cool when you start to get pretty good at these. All right. Return none in pandas. Okay. Write a solution to find the second highest distinct salary from the employee table. If there is no second salary, return null. Huh. And this said second highest distinct. So they do a very good job with the choices of words. So we need to figure out how to do this. So I'm going to have to look up partition by, but do a Windows function, because they're very, very handy and helpful. There's a daily random. That's a daily random question. Oh, it was? Oh, okay. And I just happened to pick hard. All right. All right, so here we are. So we got employee. Select star from employee as E. And run. So second highest salary. So basically, in SQL, you can create a new column and number these. So we're going to do it this way. We don't need this. And dot or over partition by row number over partition by salary. Partition by, this also may be rank. We may have to look at this because there's actually rank, there's row number, there's rank density. They all have a purpose. We're going to see what happens here. We're going to start here, partition by salary descending. So what in the world does all of that mean? SQL, let's do say SQL window functions. Window functions cheat sheet. Comprehensive tutorial. I just need the cheat sheet because I just need to remember. So yeah, I think I nailed everything. So let's, and then as rank. Rank may be a keyword and we may have a problem. We may throw up. Row number. Crap. Does this need to be parentheses? Let's try that. Rank as highest. Okay, it doesn't like any of this. Syntax. Check the manual. Okay. You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual for correspondence of MySQL server version, the right syntax. Nearby. Well, one, let me make sure I'm spelling partition right. I never could spell partition right. And there we go. Still doesn't like this. Over partition by, let me look up. Let's see, SQL row number partition. There we go. I need to add MySQL. Going to Stack Overflow. I hate Stack Overflow. Okay. All right, so yes, in this instance, what you would do, we would use the row number if there were duplicates. So this is a pure rank. So all right, this isn't that. Let's do rank. MySQL rank. And now this actually may be rank density. And I'll explain why, because when they said this, because rank will, there's a rule for rank if there was a duplicate here, it may go 1, 1, and then skip. So we're gonna check this out, and I think rank is still. I can't remember if this needs these. I think it does. Dax, I don't know if you're still here. All right, hang on. Dense rank. Okay. Let's try this one. All right. I know we are close. What's that? SQL doesn't support bugger. Okay. All right. So the reason why I'm continuously getting 1 here. So here's the explanation. I don't need to stare at the camera anymore. So since I'm having it look here, so if it were to be, if these were the same, it would basically to count here. So I need to rank this as I may be overcomplicating this. Row number. So I'm brainstorming here. So I just need this. So there's a caveat here. So I need the second row. So let's not get too fancy. Let's walk through this. And I need to order by salary descending. All right. And I need this row unless these are, so all right. Rank rows, hang on. I need to SQL rank over partition by. Because I need comma rank over I feel like that's going to throw an error, right? Because these are, all right, I could have sworn I've done this 100 times. But I guess I've only done this when I have multiple rows of data, because a row number is perfect when you have sequences. Yeah, I guess my instance is I would have the largest, I'd have multiple rows for multiple vendors. And then I would, because right now what I'm doing is I'm assigning a number. And when I say like over salary, so it's basically this is that when you use over partition by, this becomes a ID, a distinct number. So if I were to have three 300s, I would then rank 1, 2, 3, and I would find another identifier to order these, to partition by, to rank them. So, and I guess, and what's going to happen is I need this to be a 1, a 2, and a 3. And rank dense is dense rank. Let's see. Here we go. I guess I have never done this. Order by salary descending. There we are. So now, all right, let's go over this really, really, really slow. Now, I don't... Oops. Let's read this. Find the second highest distinct. Now, I do not know if this is going to handle multiple... Because dense rank and rank handles something else. And we're going to experiment. So the partition, what was throwing me off. So partition is if you have the first individual occurrence of 300. And then, but when I got rid of the partition by, means just rank them. Now, row numbers still would have been fine, but excuse me, I have a feeling that we're going to have multiple number 1 salaries, and I can't remember if it's rank or dense rank. So we're going to try this. Oh, and also then we need to do a subquery. Select. We're just outputting this. Oh, as highest. There we go. So delete, close. We're going to make sure this works, so we're just going to hit this whole thing. We're going to hit this whole subquery right here. All right. Every derived table must be its own. Oh, yeah. As sub. I always just use sub as a... If I'm just doing a basic subquery and I'm not referencing it, I will just throw in sub. So, all right. So now we are getting... So now I want highest. I want where highest is 2. Where highest equal to 2. Oh, we need to find some where we use a subquery as the where clause. So those are real life. So all right, so here I am. I'm getting 200, but I need just salary, and we need to alias it as second highest salary. So I have the right row as this. Okay. All right, let's run this, see where we are. Guys, we're pretty close. Thank you, everyone, for coming to hang out with me today and doing these, because I need to output. All right. Interesting. So what happened? Let's go back. Let's get rid of the, oh yeah. We don't like our commenting out. Test case, test result. I want to see if this works. This is a technique old coworker showed me, so I get now the whole does not like this. Never seen that before. All right. Let's figure out why this isn't working. So this is working just fine, and then now when then it was returning null. All right, so it did have a caveat here. Let's read this. If there is no highest salary, all right, return null. If there is no, all right. So now we do have a problem and a caveat. So we have a column value that could possibly be missing. All right. This is interesting. I've seen this a ton. So if null, if 2 is not there, case when. So in SQL, you do a case when statement for your ifs. Case when, if blah, blah, blah happens, then do this, else do this, end, and we'll do one of those, because this may be exactly this solution. And this is why this is a medium, is because we have some null values or the absence of values totally in and of itself. So let's do this. Let's see. So right now this is returning just completely empty data, I think. Now we're getting 2 because we have this. But now our caveat. Case when 2. All right. So what do I know exactly what I do with this is if this results table is 0, return a column with null with pandas. That's exactly what I do. So if I had this and I was building this in Data IQ, I know exactly what I would do. So after I'd have this output, I would have it in a data frame. And if the data frame was empty, this is a perfect example of having SQL and pandas together, because your problems just kind of go away. So if I would get done with this script, and in my Python script, see, because right now what I would do is I would have this nested in a Python panda script, and then if this data frame came back null or empty, then I'd create a new data frame. So all right. Case when can you do that? So what popped into my head is case when, no way. Case when this is 0. So I want to try something. I don't know if this will work. I don't know if it'll run on my highlighted code because I want to see this. I got spoiled with BigQuery in GCP, Google BigQuery in, let's see. Nope. All right, because you could go and just like I did, like you see me do in my Spider editor, I'll highlight. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think of, can I put this in a case when this is, so here, let me show you this. I want to do this. So select, you're going to do this a lot. Count and sum are your friends when you're doing data, because you want to see and make sure. So what's popping into my head is if this count is going to be sub 2. How is this 1? Because it was outputting nothing. Because its output was nothing. All right, we may jump on to a different one. Second highest salary. Okay. Okay, what am I missing? No way. Okay, hang on a second. So what's coming to mind is now I want to try this. So when there is no okay, let me go back here. Select count star from okay, I wasn't looking at test 2. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. Oh, alias as sub 2. Zero. I've never had a case win like this. So what I'm trying to think of is I want to do a case when there is no data. When this is 0 rows. I've never done this in SQL, so we're going to try, and this is going to be garbage. But I've never done this in SQL because, like I said, I know exactly what I would do with pandas. If the length of this, which is I'm going to then try to do this, and if there is no, so okay. Whoa, it's already almost 9:30 here. How long have we been on? Hour and 40. Let's do one real fast and I'll poke at this. But what I'm doing right now, what I'm thinking about doing is I would have, oh my goodness. So do a case when this results table is 0. Case when count. Can I do a count? Because that would return 0. So it'd be something like this. Case when this. Woo! I don't even know. Let's try this. You know what? Hang on. I got a text. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. Your energy drinks. There we go. Okay. Select. Woo. Select. Second highest. Salary, because I've now changed it, so I'm going to be subquerying case when no select case when this thing equal to 0, then null, else second highest salary, and have no idea if this is going to work, because this is not how I would attack it. I would have this would be a perfect example of me using pandas and SQL at the same time. Or the other way is we could do a null. We could add a null value with a union, and then that might be easier. All right, we're going to try this, and then we're going to add a null value in here, and then we'll go from here. And case when case when I always have to look at my case when. My SQL case when function, case when, then null, else, end, then null, else. Don't know why this end should be highlighted. Or in yellow. Case when, right? Case when. Do I have my case when? I have case when. This query count equals 0. End as. No, this is thrown up. Second highest salary from sub 2. And since this isn't going to work, I highly doubt this is going to work. Yep, doesn't exist. Sub 2 doesn't exist. Yep, who just joined? Let's see. RJ, glad to have you here. You may not be on the stream. I'm gonna try to add RJ. There we go. Let's see. Anybody in chat? You guys are probably going nuts. Case when that. Sub 2, it's subqueried from sub. It's not gonna know this either. All right, we're gonna go a different way. Test stub doesn't. All right, so we're gonna get rid of this, and this. Let's see where we are. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add. I'm going to add a row. Hey, what's that? Oh, do you have that answer? That's awesome, Vinky. I took a pause on that one. I haven't looked at it in a while. Vinky's over there solving the one from either yesterday or the day before, the combinations of. I'm really, really close to that. All right, so here we are. So what I'm going to be doing is we're going to go back. We're going to go back a step, and I'm going to be adding. I'm going to be adding a null value, joining here. From employee, so I'm gonna pause here. Union. Yeah, star rank. Okay. We're gonna start this over. Select star from recursion, did with same similar approach to the phone number, but kind of hard coded. Really? Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you all this. So from, what is this, employee? From employee, then union, all, what is it? ID equals ID is a digit. Yep. 0 as ID and null as salary. So I want to show you what I'm doing here. I may have to rebuild this. Yep, I got to rebuild this, but we're going to copy this so I don't have to redo everything. There we go. Steal that for later. And then this. Let's see if this works. So what I'm doing is I'm adding what? Union all. This should work because I'm creating a new table. I've done this before. 0 near as ID. From employee. Maybe I don't remember what I'm doing. So what I'm doing is I'm wanting to create a new union all. Okay. Oh. Duh. If this doesn't work, I need to run. So the shape. There we are. Okay. So now I've added, don't know why that's 3. Okay. So now select star from, everyone following what I'm doing. I basically cheated and added. Since I know it's distinct, I added a as sub. So I hard coded basically a blank, an additional row, and don't know why that's there. Okay. So now I need to then add our this. We can cut that. We don't need it. And there. There. So here I am. Now let's make sure that we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. There we are. So here's our big issue right here. So we have all this extra right here, which is not really a problem. But what it's doing is we're adding, so we hard coded, if you've never seen this before, I added another table. I created another table and put it at the end of it. So union means go more rows, join means more columns. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. And these are the type of problem solvings. You're like, what is my problem? So knowing what your problem is, I need another row. Well, all right. So if I know ID is here, then I need this. So now I'm here. So I've ranked everything. So now I need, I can't ever remember if I can filter here where highest, I always forget, equals 2. I always forget if it will work inside the query of when it's happening or if it needs to happen where highest. And right now, I just made heightest. I just made up a word. Highest equals 2. And we then need another, because I had this happen inside of the sequence star from boom and boom. And I did not alias as sub 2. All right. Now this is completely real world problems. All right. Bingo, bingo. And now I need, so the only problem is only my name. So make sure you're seeing, you're like, why is this so wrong? Well, this is what the expected output is. A 1 by 1. And I have a 3 by 1. So now I need salary. But it needs to be as second highest salary. And now we will be done. Now this is this is why I like Leetcode. This is 100%, this is data wrangling right here. You will spend all of your time getting stuff like this, figuring out a problem to solve this for real world business partners, because they will need some crazy off the wall stuff to track, increment, go to their superiors, try to sell an idea, try to collect information on an idea. I mean, all of these things are nuts and cuckoo and bananas and will work. So now let's submit this. Pretty sure that this will work. And what is going wrong? We just solved this. We added output, expected output. Okay. Use case, add use case. Come back here. Why is this Why is this failing? After we take a peek at this, we'll need to go. This makes no sense. This is exactly like okay, so this is dense rank, because that would be 1 and 1 and 2. Wait a minute. This is either going to be dense rank or not. Hang on. Two. Oh, wait a second. Okay. So this collection is in the wrong spot. So I'll walk you through real fast. I won't be able to fix it today because we're at 2 hours and 7 minutes. But let me show you what is happening. So I'm ranking this in the wrong spot. So the reason why this is failing is rank is doing I hate that we can't comment out in this code. But let me show you what is happening here. Let's get rid of this. And let's make sure I have the right one. Yeah, let's get rid of this right here. And then let's show you what's happening, the output here. So rank is, hey baby, I'm almost done. So rank is doing 1, 2, and there is no 2. 1, 1, and 2. So rank skips this. Let's check out what dense rank does. See, because this is one of 2 fixes. We rank it, we look for 2. If there is no 2, then we add null, and we just go straight up. Result in null. That might be exactly it. But I also want to look at MySQL dense rank. MySQL dense rank. And what is the output? 1, 2, 2. We're going to throw this in here real fast. Could be dense rank. Yep. And then see rank also. Yep. Okay. So it's dense rank. So select. But what I wanted to say is let's say there was a wiggle around with dense rank and rank, and you couldn't get any of it. Well, once you get the results table, and if it's 0, then add union this, and then output. But all right, we'll get this done, and then we'll wrap. Wrap select. We'll just do select star from here all the way down as sub 2. Like I said, this is really close to real world. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's check, make sure this is right. Yep, here we go. So salary only. We're good. Salary as second highest salary. I wish there was a way for me to convince and get everybody's attention and opinion that these are. Oh. Where salary. No, highest. It is high. Do we have highest still? Do we? Yep. Highest equals 2. Because everybody wants something that's romantic and exciting, and these are the real worlds. This is a real world situation. Now, this is really cool. Select distinct. Distinct is you are going to, and if you look, what did it say in the description? Second highest distinct. Even gave us a hint. So distinct is your friend. You are going to have this. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. So I had multiple occurrences of, and in this version of MySQL, it apparently does the same number of rows. Expected output here and here. All right, we're going to look at this last one, and then we're going to go. Yep. Okay, so it's exactly what I thought. So if it returns none, so if there is here, so if there is if there's none, return null. So, all right, I'll have to think on this, but this is a good one. Solve this, and you will be set all up. I have a feeling this, Vinky, it's just you and I, like normal. It might be Dax, who knows? But thank you everyone for coming to join today. I think we knocked out quite a bit, and I think I've shared some. This is really, really close to working with a business partner and them needing output to be a certain way for a report that either will go upstream or get filtered back into a system and then go from there. But all right, everyone, thank you so much for joining today. Make sure you're joining the Discord server. I had a feeling it was you, Vinky. Coming and hanging out today, joining the Discord server. Let's see how the lighting looks. Boom. Oh, I turned off all the lights. Let's see. Very, very tomatoey. Let's see. Here, we'll get off. That's not bad. Let's go to here. Not that. This. I got light already coming through. Okay, but thank you everyone for joining today. As always, Vinky, thank you for hanging out. I hope you got something out of this to learn and are intrigued, because there's just more and more data that is coming to be. Yeah, you can see this is one of the last things we did, working on that. There's just more and more data. I don't know how accurate it is, because it seems to be, but it might also be the case, is that 92% of all of the data has been created in the past 5 years. So if you just really let that sit and percolate, and I've heard that when the driving cars start, it will become even more exponential. So I think that's the real push for the automation of AI data, is because we really need to be really learning from that. Because if we stop, because I read this, I was reading and hearing clips about auto accidents, and people were quoting the same quotes about, let's see, we have more members joining. Awesome. Well, that is very cool. We had a couple more clicks on what is that? Xanadu Drag. I don't know if you're actually on the live stream, but thanks for joining. Let's do this. Let's see. Welcome at Xanadu Drag. There we go. All right. But no, all the fatal accidents, taking lives and just destroying families. But if you really think about it, the creation that is missing out and the growth of the population and the influence of those individuals. And when you really start to think about that, we're all suffering. So if we can make car accidents go away, I mean, it would change everything. All right, the lighting is getting even, but it's driving me bananas. All right, is it that? Nope. All right, so I'm gonna work on this. We may change. I don't know what we're going to change, but I need to do something, and I keep saying it. I actually need to do it. All right, we're at 2 hours and 17 minutes. All right, bye everyone. I will see everyone tomorrow. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. And Vinky, as always, thanks for coming and hanging out, and I hope you got something out of this. All right, I will see. I heard in Plains there's some similar stuff there. After 365 days, the electrical power goes off. Or after 300. Wait a minute, what? There's some similar stuff. After 365 days of operations, the electrical, they'll have to pull the lever back up to get them back normal. Planes are probably the most monitored piece of equipment on the planet, and most rigorously taken apart and rebuilt. And it's just an unbelievable amount of energy that goes into the maintenance of the engines, the certification that it takes. I mean, there's layers upon layers of all of these things. But all right, 2 hours 17 minutes. I gotta go. Thank you everyone for joining us. I don't know if we're gonna do more database stuff tomorrow or not. I will look and I will decide, and we will go from there. But I really need to do some videos for LinkedIn, so that might be what I do tomorrow during the live stream, and everyone can come hang out and just see. Well, that color's not bad, but I'm blocking a lot of the sun, but that's right there. But all right, everyone, I'm seriously gonna go right now, and I will see everyone tomorrow. All right, thanks, bye.